Dove sei? Qua dietro. From the island of Stromboli I showed you last episode, we travelled across to Lipari, where last minute I found a remote house few Italians would rent because it requires a half-hour uphill hike on foot. So we're staying in this house and it's so cute and so pretty, but the reason that it was still available so late, because we booked super last minute, is because there's kind of a little trek down the mountain in order to get to it, and you can't arrive by car, by Vespa, by anything other than your feet. Quindi andiamo a piedi! Here we go, out to dinner! Buongiorno. So we've rented a boat and we're going out to see some of the beaches around the island. I think we can also make it to Volcano. I really love Lipari because it feels super Italian. I don't know, it kind of feels like a cross between Palermo and Napoli, because it's got that roughness about it. Like, it's not, all the houses aren't as pretty as on some of the other islands like Panarea and Stromboli, but I kind of prefer that. Like, it feels more raw and real, and it feels like there are Italians who live here all year round, whereas some islands, you know, they can feel kind of constructed just for tourism, or there are some wealthy Italians who have like a second home on the island, but here it feels like there are people who live here year round. And in fact, when I asked the agent, he said, yeah, this is the case.
Il secondo alimentari è il fondo.
Yes. For lunch we have alici marinate and ricotta and panini and olive. Yay! While we're waiting in line for the benzina, I'll talk to you about what we're cooking. Stasera cosa si mangia?
Ora vediamo se troviamo uno del bel pesce, potresti cucinare qualcosa di buono.
Ah sì? Ma ti va di mangiare la caponata?
Ma una bella caponata di pesce?
Sì, ma ti piace la caponata?
Certo.
Cioè, la caponata si sposa bene con un pesce, no?
Sì, ma la caponata con dentro del pesce.
Ah sì? Anche?
Cioè,
Quindi finora qual è La tua isola preferita?
Quella dove c'è Giagia.
I often choose to stay in accommodation that is difficult to reach, and I'll tell you why. Aside from finding secret spots with spectacular views, I like the energy left behind from the previous guests. These more remote houses attract a certain type of person, someone who doesn't value convenience and comfort over all else, people who don't often complain. There is a map where each guest has pinned a little flag. I find myself wondering who they were, what moments they shared here, what did they cook, what did they laugh about? Did they play music at breakfast? Little traces of their pleasure remain. Chopin in the CD player, Il Postino in the DVD player, books in German, French, and English on psychology, history, on how people used to travel through Italy in times of the Grand Tour and what it meant to great English poets and writers. And then I wonder, will the next people feel my presence here once I'm gone?
Dormi di puzzo con l'angelito, dormi e riposa di quando lavoro.
Buongiorno, good morning. I want to make a caponata. Caponata is super Sicilian, and it's so good in summer because it's usually served either at room temperature or cold. It's best made the day before, or at least 2 hours before, and you can serve it on like crusty bread, sort of as an appetizer, or you can have it as an accompaniment to fish. It's just, I think the best thing is that the best part of caponata is that it has this agrodolce, this sweet, sour, fresh, salty kind of mix of flavors. And I don't know, there's something so satisfying about it. I just love it. So the main ingredient is eggplant, melanzane, and this is such a beautiful color. Oh my gosh, this whole place is just covered with beautiful Sicilian tiles. There's so much color. It just makes you happy. Like you wake up and you just see like the table and the the mosaic here, and it's just puts you in a good mood. But first, to begin with, we have to remove some of the water that is in the eggplant. So I like to just chop it up and then put it in a colander with some sale grosso. So some big, come si dice? Sale grosso, salt that is in, how do you say it in English?
I don't know.
Non lo so. Ma sale grosso, you know what it is, like the big salt, rock salt, yeah? Sì, forse. Anyway, let's chop these up. So traditionally, does this knife work? Un po', sì. Traditionally, caponata has fried eggplant, but I'm not really a big fan of frying. I mean, it makes quite a mess and it's not so healthy. So I would say you can either just toss them in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, or you could roast them. I love roasted eggplant. And what you want is just to chop them into pieces, sort of like this, just little cubes. And oops. And the salt, salt brings out the water from vegetables. So we're just going to leave this with some sale grosso for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to use capri. I have capers, which this region is famous for its capers. These are capri di Vulcano, where we went yesterday on the boat. And oh my gosh, just wonderful. And then most recipes also call for pine nuts, pinoli. pine nuts right now are super expensive. Perché sono costosi in questo momento? E perché fino lì sono costosi?
Perché c'è un parassita che colpisce
Che bello, un parassita! Sì.
gli alberi di pino,
Sì.
quindi la produzione è molto minore in questo momento.
No, e non possono fare niente?
Che io sappia no, c'è un sacco di parassiti che sono arrivati da tutto il mondo che stanno colpendo alberi tipici italiani, da frutto specialmente.
It's horrible. How sad. Just sort of makes you wonder as well, like what will, you know, these sort of ingredients, come tu dicevi l'altro giorno, no? Cioè, ci sono questi piatti, questi ingredienti che sono molto tipici, that might just disappear, you know, with the world changing and the parasites going on holiday to other countries. I think this is enough, maybe. Do you think we can take it to the other island? Sì. No. Allora basta. Basta.
Ma io l'ho fatto manco.
Sì.
Per l'esattezza è il cimicione delle conifere, che viene dal Nord America.
Ah sì?
Sì. E
dove?
colpisce le pigne.
Ma
Non l'albero, la pigna.
Nord America? Cioè, non di preciso dove?
Non lo so. Ecco, preciso.
Could you please give us a precise
Nord
research?
America.
Nord America? No. Che triste.
Cimicione delle conifere.
Che triste. Comunque, I bought a tiny little packet of pinoli just because they're so delicious. No, they give you that lovely creamy sort of nut flavor, and they're delicious when toasted. And also mint. A lot of caponata recipes, they use basil, and also mint is a great flavor that I find a lot in southern Italian dishes. I like to use both because I just love herbs, and there are two different flavors. No, the mint gives it that freshness, and the basilico, the basil, gives it that sweetness. So kind of everybody's doing their part. Allora, prendiamo il sale grosso.
Attacca anche il pistacchio questo qui.
Ah sì?
Sì.
No.
Viene da California,
No.
Oregon e Nevada.
Davvero? Oh, it's just so relaxing. Like nothing. All you can hear is like the cicadas and like some boats down at the port, and that's it. And bees. Ora no, ma stamattina facevano tanto rumore.
Perché tutti questi fiori sono venuti da...
Eh sì. Here we have 1, 2. And just mix them all around so that everybody has a little bit of sale.
Allora va messo il piatto.
Sì. Aspetta un attimo. Abbiamo un microfono that is attached to the lovely fur.
Ok.
Dai.
Perfetto.
Sì.
Va bene.
Buongiorno. Oggi now we're in cucina with Yes.
Viene sempre suggerito per accelerare lo spurgo delle melanzane
Spurgo, this is a new word. Che vuol dire?
il fatto che perde l'acqua, insomma.
No, we were looking for an English translation.
Non lo so.
Ma what are you good for? Allora?
Piano a te.
Va
Ma non
bene,
tirare, mi
va
strappi
bene.
tutto.
No. Aspetta un attimo. Sorry, please continue.
Per favore, ok,
Sì.
per favore silenzio.
Sì, silenzio. Silence on set, please.
Un piatto sopra
Sì.
con un peso
Sì.
per far sì che le melanzane spurgano
che bel peso.
meglio.
Dove hai trovato questo peso?
Questo è un pezzo di ossidiana.
Anche lui. Ci mettiamo anche lui.
Spero sia ossidiana.
Explain to us in English what is this?
I don't know the English word for ossidiana.
Ossidiana, neanch'io.
It's volcanic rock.
Sì.
Simply.
It's beautiful, no?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, but if they didn't have a piece of volcanic rock in their home, what could they use?
Something heavy, something full of water, or I don't know.
Va bene. Okay, it's not the perfect, most informative explanation we were hoping for, ma va bene lo stesso. Grazie. È ganzo. Cioè, mi piace.
Penso,
Fammi controllare.
Poi nei commenti ci diranno.
Mi prendo un'infamata subito. Sostanzialmente vetro.
So basically it's glass.
Yes.
Wow.
It's lava that cools up very quickly and
Cools down. See?
Yeah, and it's composed of silicati, so it's same stuff of
Interesting.
glass.
It's fascinating, no?
Sai cosa facevano con
Cosa?
l'ossidiana, specialmente nell'antichità?
Cosa?
I coltelli.
Ah, really?
Because when you crack it, it's super sharp.
What an informative little hammock companion you are. Cipolla. Oh my gosh, this knife, a proposito di coltelli, this knife is horrible.
Prendo un altro, penso.
No, ma non ci sono altri.
Allora filo con l'ossidiana.
Ah, sì? Davvero?
Dovrebbe riuscire a filare così.
Va bene, ci proviamo. Grazie. Basta. Scusi.
Sì? Mi dica.
Lei potrebbe gentilmente sciacquare il sedano?
Va bene.
Grazie. It's very dirty.
Sì.
Oh, quanto mi piace avere la cucina fuori, all'aperto. It's so nice having a kitchen outside. Grazie.
Prego.
Molto gentile.
Prego.
And then we have our sedano, celery, which, look, I like celery, particularly because it's going to, don't think of it as like that really bitter vegetable. Imagine it's going to have la salsa that's going to be delicious and sweet and salty and wonderful. So, and it'll also be cooked. So, if you're not a fan of celery, don't worry.
Bisogna di altro prima
No!
Okay.
No, va bene. Ti puoi rinchiudere in your little cocoon. Okay, let's put this over here. Da, 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 da. Tu hai mai visto il film Il Postino?
Certo.
Sì? Ti è piaciuto?
Sì, molto bello.
Bellissimo, no? They have it here on DVD.
It might go on cinema this evening.
Ah sì? Allora dobbiamo prendere i biglietti perché it's silly, but celery of all the vegetables gives me the most satisfaction to chop. Oh, listen to that. Oh. Non ti dà tanta soddisfazione? Senti? Ah, sì. Che ti ridi?
Non ci avevo mai pensato.
Pensaci, perché queste sono le cose importanti nella vita.
No, lo mettiamo nell'orto l'anno prossimo.
Sì. Are you ready for the most satisfying vegetable chop sound in the world? But it's so sad. Makes me so sad. Even just that little melody. Oh my gosh, makes me cry. We will start with the onion.
Vedi?
Come si fa? There's this like grunt sound which he makes, which is an Italian thing, just to exclaim like, what is it? It's mostly to be in a positive exclamation,
Yes.
No? For food or perché non lo faccio? Is this not the right way to do it? How is it? Sentiamo. Va bene. Okay, so now we can change over And now we have the pepperoni. And I like to add it because it's not in all caponata recipes, but first of all, it's very sweet, and second of all, it adds a wonderful red color. Like the other day at the in Stromboli at the port, had a delicious dish which was just like these, which are just fried in the pan, and then they're covered in some breadcrumbs. So wonderful. So it's kind of like, I mean, it's very Sicilian. And so let me put these on with a little olive oil. I brought my apron from home. Oh my gosh, I just love an outdoor kitchen. We just want to cook them slowly. Don't want to sort of overwhelm them with the crazy heat. Oh, look at this day. It's so beautiful. Some buoni. And then we cut the tomatoes, pomodori. Generally for the caponata you use a larger tomato, but we just have these for the salad, and so that's what I'm using. Are you working or are you eating?
You always have to taste in the kitchen.
Sì, è vero, vero.
Uno a me, uno alla caponata.
Va bene. Beh, è vero che i nostri sono più buoni, no? Più dolci. Grazie. Vieni.
Ho paura.
Dai, non avere paura, vieni.
Dai.
Vieni subito dentro. Sì. Bravo, grazie. Sì.
Loro dicono o passata di pomodoro fatta ritirare, però tanto la fa ritirare, oppure un cucchiaio di...
Come vanno le melanzane?
Andiamo a controllare, vai.
Grazie. Now I have to deliver the tragic news that I have forgotten una cosa fondamentale, which is green olives. And because we are on the top of a hill and you need to do like half a day hike to get down to the town, we're just going to have to use black olives. I'm sorry, what can I say? I ask your forgiveness, and I wish we had green olives, but at least we have capri, no? This is something, no?
Sì.
See, but all green olives. We use green olives. Also, we should have, for like, basically what you do is you sort of cook all the vegetables and then you make this salsa, which has the vinegar, white wine vinegar, and a little bit of brown sugar or a little bit of honey, and you mix that together and then you pour it over at the end. Now, this I didn't get that either because why? Because I was suffering from heat stroke and we've been out on the road all day and I wasn't thinking and I was sweaty and in the
And your boyfriend wasn't helpful because...
And my boyfriend wasn't helpful because my boyfriend was in a bit of a grumpy mood.
Yeah, I was mindless for the heat. We had like 7 hours.
Sì, è vero, però è anche vero che a te non piace fare la spesa.
Con la mascherina dopo.
Sì, con la mascherina, sì, no, exactly. With the mask on, it's just like you're suffocating, you're sweating and you can't think. And so... Dovevamo prendere delle alici marinate per pranzo oggi. Abbiamo la mortadella, no?
Abbiamo i pomodorini, il pane.
Mortadella e la ricotta.
Sì, e la ricotta. E dei panini.
Oh, you know what would be so delicious? If we had, cioè, un pezzo di pane that we just toast. And then we have la caponata, and then a little bit of ricotta.
La caponata deve aspettare.
Sì, domani. Stasera.
Come aperitivo.
Sì. Però in questo momento c'è qualcuno che ha fame, quindi dobbiamo... We have to find another... Ma l'hai preso ieri?
Sì.
Fammi. Che cos'è? Salame di suino nero de... Nebrodi.
Sono delle montagne siciliane, spero, o calabresi.
For me, I'm fine just to eat ricotta and pomodori. It's fine for me, but I know that it's not fine for you.
Why not?
Perché sei goloso. guarda qua. Melanzane.
Allora va tutto bene, il profumo è fantastico. Però i peperoni ci stanno mettendo un po' di più delle altre verdure. Che ridi? Perché ridi?
Quando diventi formale. I pomodori.
Ma diventa troppo pomodoroso poi? No?
I don't think so, because we need to evaporate the aceto so it doesn't taste too much of aceto, e quindi at that moment all of the liquid will evaporate. Oh, look at this color! Oh, it's
Ci metti un po'
beautiful!
d'olio? Così si friggono un pochino?
Va bene, sì.
Va bene sano, ma insomma.
Sì.
Dai. Io non so.
Non sei convinto
No.
della scatola?
Però hai ragione te, sicuro, quindi è la tua ricetta.
Va bene. Aspetta,
Ci vuole la musica però.
in your head you can sing.
Ho sentito talmente tanta tarantella che...
Aspetta. Ok, quindi io ti seguo, quindi
qui.
ok. Va bene.
Sinistra.
Sì. È vero che non hai il ritmo, però you're trying and
Very hard.
we appreciate.
Si brucia!
Abbastanza capri?
Ma mi sa che troppi.
Anche troppi? Ma sono buonissimi.
Vai, ragione.
They look like little gems. Oh my gosh, look at the purple. Are you looking at the purple?
Yes.
Are you as impressed by it as I am?
I like more this the other side.
Perché?
It's more colorful. Scusa, guarda qua.
Look at this, like this. Look at that. Lui. This is beautiful.
Sono anche per la Fiorentina, è viola. Certo mi piace.
Guarda, io sono sicura che ci sarà qualcuno che apprezza questo colore.
Più di me?
Sì.
Le olive.
Ah sì. Eccoci con le olive. No! Stop eating the ingredients. Ok? And now facciamo la salsa. Sai che in alcune ricette aggiungono anche del vino bianco? Ma tu non vuoi condividere il tuo vino con noi per la ricetta?
Grazie a Dio,
Già lo
ieri ho
so.
comprato un'altra bottiglia perché questo è l'ultimo bicchiere.
Roast our pinoli. Quanto sei bravo ad accendere il fuoco, amore.
Hai visto?
Ah, tu lo fai come nessun altro, non l'ho mai visto. Questa sera mangiamo il pesce.
Con la caponata.
Con la caponata.
Però prima andiamo a dire una preghierina in cima alla montagna dietro di te.
Perché?
Perché dopo cena non ce la facciamo. Forse sì.
Dopo cena, for digestion, we can take a nice walk.
Yeah, but it's dark, it's not sunset.
It would be exciting and we can watch the stars, no?
Okay.
So now we're going to make the liquid part, la salsa. Come vanno I pinoli?
Bene.
Bene.
Sono abbronzati.
Okay, so we have aceto, we have our white wine vinegar, and you add about 1/4 cup. So,
You want a cup?
and then Guido is letting me use some of his white wine, which
Really?
you are. Yeah, I thought you had agreed, no? We hadn't made un accordo. Un pochino.
Sì, sì, certo.
Va bene. I think this is about 1/4. Posso prenderlo? And then 1/4 cup of this. And then, se avessimo del miele, we would add that if we had some honey or if we had some brown sugar. But we have lo zucchero classico. So we have un cucchiaio, just like a
Ma sei...
a teaspoon.
Sorry, I interrupt you.
Oh, it's okay. Aspetta, can you see le mutande? No.
No.
Bene.
Oh, super. Vai, perfetto.
See. The sugar. And then at this point you can also add some tomato concentrate, tomato paste. We don't also have that. One might say we are poorly organized here today at the villa. But we will add a little... No, you could knock me out if you throw it. Die.
Vado?
Okay. And so we have a little can of tomatoes, and this will have to suffice. And how much shall we add? Io direi 1, 3. Did I put 3?
Yes,
Sì.
maybe 4.
Anche 4. And now we will contact Muti to see if they would like to sponsorizzare this little segment. I'm Kali, and I don't leave my house without una scatola di Muti. Pronti?
Vogliamo mettere
Ci
i
siamo?
pinoli?
Sì, però aspetta perché dobbiamo...
Ti porto tutto là?
No, oh. Che servizio, grazie. Thank you. Oh, it really does smell amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it? No. Ok. Pinoli! Grazie. And thank you. Now let's put in our... Look at this, I love it. It's like a spell. I feel like I'm una strega and I'm making like a secret spell in my cauldron. You seems like what?
Sembra un Bloody Mary, però.
Okay, yeah, because you're an alcoholic. Let's put this in. Oh, look how beautiful that's going to be. Aggiungiamo...
Pizzico di sale.
Put up the heat and evaporate the aceto, the vinegar. Could you please give us some stirring action to show how little liquid is left? Grazie.
Sure.
Grazie mille. Yeah, so it's still sort of wet, but not most of the liquid has evaporated. E a questo punto, at this point, possiamo aggiungere le melanzane. We can add the eggplant. Oh, and now it's beginning to look like a caponata. Look at that. Just wonderful. I can't tell you how fantastic this aroma is of the mint and the basil. We don't want to add the herbs to the pot while it's on the flame, which we don't want to cook them, but we do want them to sit there with our caponata in the fridge and just sort of like infuse all the vegetables with this delightful aroma and flavor. Da, di, di, di.
Ma fuoco lento o fuoco vivace?
Vivace. Oh my gosh. Oh! Con il bicchiere di vino. It helps you to be a little bit more short.
Yes.
Sì.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. E poi? Ah, giriamo pure, giriamo! Thank you to these kind people who support my work on Patreon. See you next Friday.